Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, I have got 3 of the new rares built up to level 50, ascended without masteries, and we're going to show them off in this video. I'm actually pretty psyched about these 3 rares on paper, so let's see what they actually look like when we get them going. So, we have got Draconis, who I just see as Dracoins because I play Dragon Champions and they have a currency called Dracoins, and I can't help but see the same word. But anyway, Draconis, HP based champion. I've got him to level 50. I've ascended him to 5-star. I figured for this video, why don't I try running a few of these guys at level 50? Because I know from my free to play account, just jumping onto another 6-star is really tough to do. And you also don't need to do it. You only really need a whole team of 6-stars in very end game content, clan boss potentially, you know, and the reason why you get people to 6-star generally is because you either need a banner for them or because you need their masteries to kick in stuff like lifesteal. So yeah, obviously they gain a ton more stats when you get them to 6-star, but a lot of these champions, if you've got reasonable gear, can run at 5-star level 50 pretty comfortably. So Draconis then. He has got heal on his A1 based on his damage. So heals someone by 7.5% of the damage he does on a one-hitter. It's quite a nice A1 actually. He's got a shield all allies for 2 turns based on his max. Places a shield buff on all allies to 15% of this champion's max HP for 2 turns. So the higher you get his HP up, the more the shield will be. 3-turn cooldown here. And then you've got a remove all debuffs from an ally. With the lowest HP and heals them. This is like great spider cleanse stroke heal. Really like this actually. It's pretty much the same move that Steel Skull does. Cleanses and then heals. But Steel Skull does a better heal. But still very, very good for spider and dragon and anywhere else where one person's kind of taking the pressure. So I'm not running any masteries on him. I've got him level 5, ascended to 5, and then I've got him in a shield set. So I've gone for 37k HP. It's kind of low. I could go HP on the gloves as well, but I've decided to go crit on the gloves because 2 of those abilities are based on damage. So this one attacks one enemy, then heals for 25% of the damage he does. And this one attacks one enemy, heals for 7.5%. It may be better to just go max HP and get this shield to be a better number. That's what might be the better option, rather than relying on damage. I don't know if he does any damage yet. We'll see. Also, this guy at level 60, so I've got 12.6k HP here now. This guy at 60, I think he's here. Yeah. Goes up to 17.8k HP, which is quite a significant jump. Another 5k at max level is significant when you start to think that, you know, everything I'm wearing here is based on stacking against my percentage of HP. So obviously another 5k, put 50% of 5k on that, you've got another 2.5k. So it all snowballs up. But yeah, I've gone crit rate gloves, HP boots, speed, HP chest, speed boots, and then I've basically been looking for HP and a bit of damage here. So that's my Draconis. I've then got Dilgol. So Dilgol is a new void rare. I think he's actually very cool. His kit is very, very good. Now, again, because I've only got him to 50, he will have very low base stats. And this is the problem with rares, I guess, is that, you know, their base stats generally are low anyway. So I've gone HP on the ring, and I've gone crit damage on his amulet, mainly because I know that I'm pushing for 100% crit rates. But you might be better off going HP on the amulet as well. I've then gone for crit rate on the gloves, HP on the chest, speed on the boots, and then we've gone for 2-piece immortal, 2-piece speed, 2-piece perception. Perception, really good for Dilgol. Gives him more speed, gives him more accuracy, and all of his kit needs accuracy. So we've got decreased speed A1. Great A1. So for bosses, anyone except Dragon, you get a decreased speed buff on. It's a small version, but for an A1, that's pretty good. 50% chance when you book him. A2. This is the skill I really like. Up until 4 days ago, I didn't like this skill at all. I then did a guide on Sylar, and I was like, damn, I have been sleeping on AoE decreased accuracy big time. Like massively. Absolutely crazy ability. So decreased accuracy when you're starting to run some of the later level stuff is huge. For Faction Wars is huge. There's so many bosses that you can resist some of their moves on. There's so many mobs in the waves that you can resist their moves on. For things like Spider, resisting those poisons. Things like Dragon, resisting the poisons and the weakens and stuff like that. Finite's resisting the decreased speed. So there's a whole ton of stuff that decreased accuracy massively helps you out on. And you don't even need a lot of resistance. So I've got like 120 resistance here. 100 odd here. And I'm going to have 130 odd here. So you'll see that we still get plenty of resists when that's proccing. So this is massively like stepped up in my estimation in terms of quality of debuff in dungeon content and Faction Wars. Which means that it's going to be brilliant for Doom Tower as well. And then we got a big version decreased defense on his A3, 4-turn cooldown when booked. Each hit, 40% chance of placing it, and you book that up, so it's now 65. That's really good. Each hit, 65% chance to place. You're basically definitely going to place it. 4-turn cooldown, goes on for 2 turns. Again, for bosses, this is nice. So yeah, in terms of dwarves, for Faction Wars, dwarves are struggling big time, and Dilgol is great. I think he's going to be like a top-tier dwarf Faction War champion. And then we're going to have the last one, Avir the Archmage, Alchmage. So I think it's like an alchemy mage with all these pots and stuff. He's got a poison on his A1. He's got decreased attack AoE and decreased speed AoE on his A2. It is the small version of both of those, which is a shame. It places the decreased speed on targets that have got poison on them. So there is a kind of decreased attack definitely happens. 50% chance you book this up to 100. The decrease speed happens if you've got poison on. So you're best to play him with someone else that's running poison. But still, this is a nice move on a 3-turn cooldown. And then this is kind of what I like him for, though. Fills turn meter and heals for percentage of his max HP. So this is good. Again, for Dwarf Faction Wars, there's really very few healers or support-based champions in that faction that can do any work. So I think Avir is going to be one of those guys. Again, no masteries, level 50. I need accuracy to land his debuffs, and I need speed to get back through his abilities. That's all I'm going for. After that, it's just HP to keep him alive. So we've got an HP ring, HP amulet, defense I've done for on the gloves, but this could easily be HP again. Probably should be HP, actually. Maybe I'll change that out. Just thinking like his heal scales off HP, so that'd be better. Done. What have I done? Probably should be HP. The reason I put defense on him is just because that would help me out for if I actually take a hit. At the moment, all of their base defenses are very low. We've got HP on the chest, speed on the boots, and then we've got perception set here for accuracy set for accuracy, and a speed set. So all of those main stats, speed, accuracy coming through. And I'm just kind of looking for speed and defensive stats. So you can see here, 43k HP. It's nice. 208 speed, 207 accuracy. My Great Hall does give me a boost to things like accuracy quite a lot. So, you guys might have to run another accuracy set to get to where I'm getting to, or look for more accuracy substats, which I'm not having to look for. So that's my 3. I'm going to run them alongside other rares. So we've got War Maiden in a stun set here. She does a ton of work. She's well built. 100% crit rate. 3.5k attack is a lot. Good HP, good speed, good accuracy. So she's well built. And Kale in a lifesteal set. Again, he's built to do damage. So he will pair with these three champs pretty well. Okay, let's start with Dragon then. So we've got Kale in as the lead. Everyone here is good affinity, including War Maiden. So let's see how these guys get on. So as I say, 3 level 50s against Dragon 20 is going to be tough. We've got decreased attack coming out there. Shield comes on very early. Stun set War Maiden does a ton of work. Decreased accuracy across the board. And then Kale starts to put in some damage. So Draconis comes in, would have healed for 2.5k, which is not a lot. The heal from Draconis is not that big, but the damage from Draconis, the shield is good. So we've got 3 resists from the decreased defense because of the decreased accuracy out there. Let's just speed this up a bit further now. Again, we're just taking those kind of nice heals coming in because of Draconis' hits. Decreased defense goes on there from Dilgol. And then we're just kind of starting to slam our way through. So shield comes on. It's really important. You can see things like the resisted the decreased turn meter there because of this decreased accuracy we've got on him. So it's not like super easy clean, but it's also working. It is working. Just getting the heals off. We've got 2 healers, 1 decreased defense, 1 mass debuffer, and then 1 damage dealer. So obviously you can upgrade anyone in this team with epic versions, legendary versions of the same type of champs. But you see here, we get a shield set proccing now. Decreased defense comes back on. Decreased accuracy on again. And then we start to get a Kale doing some work. We've got 3 resists again. So it feels like, actually, I'm going to check all of their resistances because these 3 consistently resisting. These 2 are not. So it gives us a good indication of how much resistance we do need to get through this stuff. We lost Dilgol. Pretty much, as long as we get through the waves with... probably need at least 3 champs to beat the dragon. But having no decreased accuracy on the dragons is a bit rough. So Dilgol dropping is not ideal. But kind of slow and steady. Feels like, all 3 of them have done a reasonable amount of work here. That decreased attack landing has literally just saved his life. And then we get through to the dragon with 3 alive. So we start to put poisons out there now. Poison from Avir is really going to work here for dragon. 3 poisons going up just helps us get through this, the kind of nasty period. And obviously, if you've got any of these up to 60, any of them with masteries, it massively speeds up runs. Massively speed up runs. But we've got, 3 champions here to do poison, 2 which are healing, 1 drop in defense. It's a shame Dilgol went down because actually that would massively improve. We wouldn't be getting all these decreased attacks on us and stuff. But as long as we've got Kale in there throwing the poisons out, we actually probably just do it. Decreased attack, you can't even underestimate that as well. How much that does in terms of just reducing the damage that we take. Turn meter gain here, heal here, very nice. So I wouldn't say these are top tier. I think Dilgol might be a top tier rare. I think the other 2 are kind of good, solid rares with a decent kit. But you can just kind of see, they're all adding something to this team, which, yeah, my Great Hall's definitely helping me. But also, you can improve on what I've done in terms of gearing and stuff as well. So I think you could probably work around what my Great Hall's building in. But yeah, feels like it's going to be close to a 4-minute run. More poisons we land, the more damage we'll get off. Another poison there on his A1. And that's it. The dragon's dead already. This poison is enough to kill the dragon now. So 4 of the team made it through, which... It's solid. It's solid. As I say, you can upgrade on any of these champions, but in terms of like damage here, Avir did more because of his poison ability. The other 2 didn't really do a lot of damage. It was all about Kale, but that's not what they're in there for. They're in there to do the debuffs and the protection to let your damage dealer do his work. So test 1, pretty solid. Let's see what they could do on Spider. So on Spider... The decreased accuracy is going to be nice again to stop us taking those poisons with Doom Priest as our tank. Doom Priest will activate Ultimate Gaelic for his burn. And then we've got a cleanse and shield for these guys. So the one thing I don't have here really is any kind of proper turn meter drop. So this might just be a straight out wipe, but let's see what they're all doing here. Anyway, And it probably would be that you wouldn't be using all three of these together. But we will get Ultimate Gaelic's HP burnout. We'll get decreased attack everywhere, which will just decrease the damage that's coming into us. We'll get decreased accuracy everywhere, which should mean we start to resist some of these poisons. There you go. We resisted, what, near enough all of them. Bit of decreased turn meter there. We should get decreased defense. Actually, it didn't land. But see all those resists? That's what Dilgol's doing there. And actually, okay, we got the heal off. They've got the heal off, but it's probably gone better than I thought. It's probably gone better than I thought for like first wave of damage and kind of potential. Bit of healing here from Draconis, not a lot. As I say, his best ability is easily that shield ability. There's the shield coming back on, which just kind of helps to relieve some of the pressure. The accuracy's, decreased accuracy's gone back on, and see now we get way less damage coming on us. Way less poisons. Burns go out again. So we've lost our tank, so at this point the run probably falls apart. Which is a shame, because actually we are just in the point where we start to kill the spider now. If we had perhaps a bit more HP burn on, or perhaps someone else in there for turn meter reduction, we probably would do that. I'm just going to try actually with taking one of the healer champs out. Let's just take out one. I think I'll take out Draconis and just going to throw an Armiger in. So we are actually controlling turn meter a bit. At the moment we're not. Make sure he's got some stuff on. No, he's not geared. So let's do a Cold Heart instead. So I think with turn meter drop as well, this becomes way easier. We only landed a few HP burns there, which is not ideal. What do we land? 1, 2, for about 6 or so. So with a turn meter drop as well, we should get tons more damage out of that HP burn. Dilgol gets his decreased defense off that time, which is, you know, is huge for us in this type of run. And you just kind of, with this dwarf here, just cycling back round to his heal and his turn meter boost. You can see we got a ton more damage off in that first phase this time. Decrease attack is also very useful here. I think she's still going to go down. There she goes. And at this point, we're kind of just relying on, you know, our Cold Hearts getting some work done. They've had a reset. It's actually not too bad a reset. If we get an HP burnout here, we've probably got this. There it is. HP burn all the way. Now we're relying on one more Heart Seeker. We just got that turn meter boost there coming in good time. There's a Heart Seeker. I think we probably just scrape it. Yeah, we're just about to do it. So, you know, in terms of, are these guys the MVPs? Probably not, but Dilgol is doing a ton to keep our tank alive for long enough to get 2 HP burns out. That's a lot of work he's done there. Avir is doing some heals and stuff, but and decrease attack. I don't know if this guy's is like a top tier rare. Dilgol feels like he is. So let's take them on to Ice Golem then, see how they get on here. Ice Golem, that's not going to work because she's the wrong affinity. So I'm going to need probably someone like a Stag Knight just to help me out with decreased defense. Let's try this. So decrease defense and attack out. Dilgol gets his decrease accuracy down. And actually, I mean, considering he's not critting Draconis, he's hitting for 11k, which is not a bad number. So this first wave's generally pretty comfortable. The second wave's always very, very hard. I wonder if there's any way that I'm keeping KO alive for the second wave, actually. No, we don't have a res here. I do like this kind of like periodic heal stroke shielding from Draconis. So I think he's actually very strong. So Dilgol might be in trouble here. Get decrease attack through. So actually, all I've done with that first hit is kind of wipe through our shields. Because we're not doing tons of damage, Kale's the only person that's in trouble because he might just slam someone for tons of health. So we really need like more shields coming through and heals coming through from these other two. Otherwise, he might just drop here. There's the shield, though. That's good timing. Come on, Kale. And actually, getting stunned there is probably quite useful for me because it means he's not going to be hitting these reflect damages. And all the while, we're getting kind of reasonable heals coming in from Draconis. So, actually, it feels like we are just about going to get through this wave. And considering we're using... I know this gear and my Great Helm stuff is strong, but considering we're using 3 level 50s here on level 20 dungeons, that's kind of crazy. So do we have enough in terms of shielding and healing to get through these slams? That's the question. Putting decrease accuracy, if we get that off, you know, he's putting decrease accuracy on us, which is just as brutal at coming back at us. But we've landed decrease accuracy everywhere, so we should find that these side adds actually can't do anywhere near as much as they were, or as they normally would. So again, slow and steady. Shield's gone up. He's got decreased speed on. He's got decreased speed on. And then probably, I mean, it'll be something close to a 5-minute run here, but the main damage point here is going to be Kale and Avir doing poisons on the boss. That's how we actually get our damage away here. Shield's coming up again. So yeah, guys, look, I mean, 3 very useful rares, I'd say. Very useful. Decrease accuracy on boss and on side ad. So you see we got what? 1, 2 resist there, I think. So it's going to be slow. I'm going to kind of come out and bring it back in at the end and see if we actually do it or not. We're probably going to lose Dilgol, I think. I don't think he survives the whole fight here. But yeah, I'll let you see at the end. So we did lose Dilgol. We lost Dilgol, and then right near the end, we lost Draconis as well. But and in fairness, look, Kale was doing all the damage here. Stagnite stepped up and did 1 million. These guys are not doing any damage. They're just enabling Kale to get his work done. That's pretty good. Okay, so what's that? Three of them done. Let's do Finite as the last dungeon then. Okay, so Finite's the last one then. I don't think all of these guys work on Finite. So Draconis has got no multi-hits. Avir's got no multi-hits. Dilgol has. He's got a multi-hit on his A3. And has got decreased speed on his A1. So that could be really useful. So let's try. Maybe I'll keep him in for a bit of turn meter stuff. Let's put Dilgol in. Let's put Apothecary in for some speed. And then let's drop defense. Like this. I think this could work. So Dilgol's the only one we're testing out here. I think the other two just don't really work for Finite. So they're not really strong in a Finite team. So we get decreased speed there from our big boy 2-hack. I really like. I think it's a really good champ. Now, Apothecary being the negative affinity should be the target here for damage. Yeah. It's whether he can take it or not. It's a question. And then obviously the decreased accuracy again is just going to help us through any of the wave stuff. Any of the wave stuff and maybe on that boss as well. We'll see. So we really need that decreased defense to pop out as soon as possible from War Maiden. Decreased accuracy goes on everyone again. Decreased speed on everyone. Still waiting for decreased defense. So we might be in trouble here, about to take a bunch of hits. Might lose Dilgol, potentially. There's a decreased defense, though. Actually, I mean, got a clutch stun there on Errol. That could have been nasty. Feels pretty good. We get a reasonable amount of damage out of that AoE from Dilgol. I'd imagine as a 6-star, you know, full masteries, he can actually hit pretty hard as well. Probably similar to like a War Maiden. So I'm really impressed with Dilgol. I think Dilgol is going to be quite high in the rare tier list. I think Avir and Draconis are both good support champions, but not like insanely good. But the only thing with Dilgol is he is just more vulnerable to attacks. Like, I think one hit from Finite here might just be enough to just kill him straight out. Triple hit here at least helps us break the shield. Got a turn meter reduction once. Probably not enough though. What do we get here? Triple hit, decreased defense goes on. Didn't die straight out. Would have been nice to see if he got if the accuracy had worked there. So we're kind of hopeful for shield breaks. There's the shield break. Can we get Heartseeker off at the right time? No. That's probably going to be a wipe. That's going to be a wipe. It's very difficult actually with RNG of Finite to run it with level 50s. Level 50s on Finite is probably the one area, or just people without kind of higher levels of defense. That's probably like a 50% completion team. If our moves had landed at the right time, we'd probably do it, but they didn't. So look, guys, 3 pretty solid rares. Certainly Dilgol would be the one out of the 3 that I would take to 6-star. Because I know that he'll be good for Dwarf Faction Wars as well. But certainly, you know, Draconis and Avir are both pretty solid rares that are going to help you through a lot of the dungeon content and through Faction War content. But hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I've been Hell Hades. I'll catch you later.